welcome to another episode of Boss Up and Glow Up with Lexi Sample. Look, we finally got a sign. Look how cute it is. I'm obsessed with it. It took a while for it to come in though. I ordered it like a month ago. But this is what, the 6th episode? That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. I'm like still a little nervous. But in this podcast, we talk about ways to become the best and hottest version of ourselves. Because guess what? We're amazing, okay? Social media plays a huge part in our lives these days. So we're going to talk about ways to stop comparing ourselves to what we see online. Because we are not what we see online. Everything is not what it seems. Everything is not what it seems. I forget the rest of that song, but you get it. Social media has become a huge part of our daily lives. It offers a platform for connection, inspiration, and self-expression. However, there is the endless scroll of perfectly edited pictures, perfect narratives, and many of us are falling into that comparison trap. We gotta get out of that. We're only seeing the highlights of other people's lives though. We don't think about that. We just see it on social media. All we see is their achievements, their vacations, their huge milestones. And we can't help it but to compare our lives with others. It's a natural thing. It's okay until it's not. With influencers being such a huge thing on social media today, everyone showing snippets of their perfect lives, the pressure to hold up to these standards has gotten insane. Super crazy. We're constantly bombarded with these influencers in their mansions, jetting off in private jets, with fancy cars, living in mansions. However, we don't realize that a lot of people are renting these things. And that's fine. If you have the money to rent it out. Who cares? But everyone on social media is thinking that that's how they live every single day. And that's just not the case. And that's also not the average lifestyle. So don't compare yourself to something that's completely out of the ordinary. People post their perfect families when they're not always picture perfect. Would you post online when your whole entire family is fighting, when everything is in shambles? No. These influencers aren't going to do that either. That's why everything just looks picture perfect online. That's not reality. Everything on social media is just a digital highlight diary. It's not the everyday life. So stop getting upset about it. Don't compare your life to a little highlight reel. Being constantly exposed to this type of content can lead us to believe that everyone else is living a more exciting, a more successful, and more perfect life than our own. And we just start to take our own life for granted. We don't appreciate our own life because we're like, we're not in Bora Bora right now on a private jet. Like, damn, our life is horrible. When it's not. That's not the average human being, and you need to remember that. We get in this cycle of comparing ourselves constantly, questioning our worth, our journey, our lives, and our success, just because we're comparing everything we see to everybody online. We need to remember, we're doing just fine. We're doing great, and you need to remember and acknowledge that about yourself. Don't worry about what Sally's doing. You're doing amazing, sweetie. We feel like we need to be validated and have others' approval just from people on social media. That is not the case. It feels like a competition sometimes between like likes, views, comments, followers, and all that. People think the amount of followers you have defines you and validates you. I remember when I lived in LA, when I would go out to the club and I would meet girls, try to make friends, I got asked a lot, how many followers do you have on Instagram? And in Jersey, like no one has ever asked me that. So like I kind of noticed that. Not everyone in LA is like that. I'm not going to speak for everyone. But I definitely noticed that a lot more than here. Like no one in Jersey has ever asked me about my follower count. But over there, they did. And I feel like you just walk around with the amount of followers you have on the top of your head like a hat. And that's how people see you. They see you by your follower count. And like you need to remember, you're a great person. You have much more to you than your amount of followers. Like you can have 500 followers or 500,000 followers. You're still you and you're still the same person at the end of the day. Social comparison is a natural human tendency, but social media just amplifies it so much more by presenting us glamorized versions of reality. This constant exposure to strategically planned out, carefully edited content can affect our self-esteem, and it can give us anxiety and even a little depression because we're upset that we don't look like that photoshopped image of this Instagram model. We all edit our content. I do. So don't think you don't look a certain way. We have FaceApp, babe. It's difficult to not compare yourself to others online, especially when that's literally all you see anymore. 99% of our life is on social media. You just only see the perfect pictures and videos. You don't see the downside. Everyone looks like they have perfect hair, perfect skin, perfect bodies. It looks like everyone's traveling, going out, and just having the best time and the time of our lives. They have all these great friends. When that is just not 100% of our lives. That's just a little piece. Not everyone's life looks like that. We literally live in a generation where FaceApp exists. Come on now. We've all used it. I use it. We want our social media to look polished and perfect, and that's why we edit our pictures. I've literally posted a picture where I was sitting there, no makeup, my hair was a mess. My hair was in a literal bun, I think. And I edited my makeup on, airbrushed my skin. I even added freaking hair on me. My hair was in a bun. I put hair on myself just because I was that lazy to get up and get ready to take a picture. But like, if I put the before and after, you would literally scream because what the fuck? But that exists, and we can edit literally anything anymore. So remember that. Next time you see this girl with her hair all perfect, she might have been sitting there with her hair in a bun with no makeup on. She probably just put it on. But I mean, that's not always the case too, but it's possible. That's the point I'm trying to make. I want my social media to look pretty good too. I don't need it to be like perfect and polished, but like I want my photos to look good. So yes, I'm going to edit them, at least on the bright side. When I do edit my photos, I feel like I still look the same. Like I'm not changing my eye color or anything wild like that, but I'm going to smooth my skin. I'm going to cover that blemish. I'm going to make my jaw snatched a little bit because I do got a round ass head. I mean, I like my round ass head, but like, you know, for Instagram. But no, I'm just trying to say that I do it too, so I can't even say, oh my God, don't edit your pictures. No, because we all do it. So don't compare yourself, because behind that photo is probably so many edits. It's so easy to lose sight of reality behind those big walls of social media. Behind every picture perfect post lies an individual with their own struggles, their own insecurities, and their imperfections, just like you. It's very important to remember, I'm emphasizing this, I'm going to mention this a bunch of times. People are only posting the good and perfect parts of their lives. It is just a highlight reel, not their everyday lives. Everyone's got their own problems. Everyone's insecure about something. Everyone's struggling with something. But that's just not going to be broadcasted for everyone in the world to see. So if something looks picture perfect to you, just remember they are definitely struggling with something. They have a challenge in their life. It's not all sunshines and rainbows. We just carefully review and edit our content before posting it. We just need to make sure it's perfect for the gram. Behind all of those filters and perfectly posed photos, everyone is facing challenges and struggles. So comparing ourselves to these photos, we just get a false perception of reality. Because I could post a picture of me looking bomb as fuck, but in the inside, there's something going on all the time. Like, yes, I'm happy overall, but yeah, there's a struggle with something every single day. Like, I've been stressed the hell out this week. But does social media know that? No, of course not, because I'm not going to bombard y'all with my problems. I'm just going to post happy, hee, sunshine, rainbow. But no, I'm not going to post what I've been dealing with. Like, my mom's literally been in the hospital with like a bone infection, and I'm not broadcasting that all over social media. I've been MIA. People are like, where have you been? What are you up to? But I've been stressed out with that. I just moved, work, like just there's things going on. I'm not just always he. You know what I mean? So don't think that everyone else is. It can just be kind of challenging sometimes to go on Instagram and TikTok and just see these baddies that just look perfect, have not one pimple in sight, have a nice 11-line ab, perfect butt. Nothing is perfect. I'm sure they're freaking stunning, of course, but you can't tell me they didn't pose a certain way, angle their butt a certain way, or do a little edit, smooth the skin. Everyone's skin has texture. It's not going to look airbrushed in real life. We're not going to look like walking filters. And I feel like we think that's just what everyone's going to look like. No, sis. We use the beauty filter. And that's okay. Of course, we're going to edit it. There's no issues with editing your content. The issues are constantly comparing yourself because you don't look a certain way. They don't look like that either half the time. They look great. They look gorgeous, of course. But there's a difference between their reality and the images. I always smooth the shit out of my skin. I don't like when you can see like a blemish on my face or some texture. But like I got texture, but you're not going to see that on my Instagram. For the most part, I literally only post photos with my hair done, my makeup all done, I'm posing good, or it's edited, or it's from a photo shoot. I don't wake up in the morning and I'm like, Instagram, yeah. No, I don't post that when I'm looking a mess. I'm just going to post when I'm popping off on vacation with my butt out, drinking a margarita. Like that is what I'm going to post on Instagram. But when I'm having a mental breakdown, oh, no. No one's going to see that except for my best friend. So don't forget that. How can we squash these feelings? We need to be aware of our thoughts and our feelings and acknowledge them. While we're scrolling on social media and we realize we're starting to compare ourselves to other people or envy someone else or envy their life, you need to acknowledge that. And then once you start feeling that way, maybe it's time to log off of social media for a little bit. You don't need to keep being on there. You have the power to lock your phone. You have the power to delete the app. If you're getting upset for looking at your own profile, maybe get off for a little bit. You need to remember you are in full control of what you see on social media. If certain accounts are making you feel a certain way, even if they did nothing wrong, you're just feeling a certain way from just seeing their posts, unfollow them. Hello? Unfollow, block, like maybe go on an unfollow spree and just follow all the accounts that make you feel like you're not enough. I've gone through phases like that where I'm just like, this is my account. Why am I getting down by just scrolling? I can just unfollow these accounts. I should not be logging onto my page and feeling a certain way. So just unfollow, block, delete. You are in full control of what you see. If you don't like something, you don't got to look at it. I'm actually gonna do another unfollow spree soon. Like if we don't talk on the daily basis or like I don't get value out of your posts, I'm not gonna follow you. Like just because you know somebody doesn't mean you have to follow them on social media. Just because you work with this person does not mean you have to follow them on social media. It is your account. Follow whoever the fuck you want. Follow whoever makes you feel good. You don't need to follow somebody literally just because you know who they are in person. Like, no. Old news. You don't got to do that. I always preach the importance of gratitude, and I am never going to stop because gratitude is so important to practice in your everyday life. Think about it this way. You have internet. You are breathing. You are happy. You're healthy. Be grateful for everything you have. Just because you're not like these big influencers jetting off in private jets to Bora Bora, Turks Caicos, wherever the fuck they're going, doesn't mean your life is bad. You are alive. You're thriving. You are okay. maybe they're on these private jets, but they have things going down deep inside that they're not going to let you know. So don't let somebody's highlight reel affect how you feel about yourself. Don't let the comparison trap control you or your life. And if it starts to, maybe it's time to set some boundaries with social media. Maybe have less screen time. Maybe you just log out. Maybe take some time off. You don't need to spend any extra time or energy on something that's just making you feel icky. You are in full control of your social media. Do not let your outlet, social media is supposed to be a little outlet to just scroll, have no issues. If it's starting to make you feel down about yourself or it's making other issues, get off of it right now. Rather than comparing ourselves to the edited images we see online, we should celebrate our own unique beauty and embrace our individuality. Instead of striving for perfection, looking perfect all the time, we should focus on our self-love, our confidence, and just being freaking authentic. I would much rather follow an account that is just real and raw all the time. I don't need to see everything picture perfect. I don't want to hear, oh, everything's going great, everything's perfect, everything's going well. That's amazing. I love to hear that. But I want to hear who you're dating. I want to hear your breakup stories. I want to know when your life's in shambles, honestly. I want to hear the good, the bad, the ugly, the messy. I want to hear it all. I don't need everything to be perfect all the time. Just be freaking authentic. That is way more entertaining to me than just perfect and glitz and the glamour. And that's honestly how I try to be as a creator too. I try to post cute little perfect pictures, but I also want to post the real shit. Like on TikTok, I look a mess sometimes. Like I have my hair up, my makeup's not done, and I try to be real and authentic. But I also try to post my photo shoots at the same time. A good mix, I feel like, is good. I want to see that. I want to see it all, not just everything is perfect. By resisting the pressure to conform to the unrealistic beauty standards and embracing our flaws, embracing our imperfections, we can reclaim control over our self-image and find true beauty in our own uniqueness. Don't forget, we live in a generation where plastic surgery and face app are huge. I'm not going to front. I've gotten plastic surgery. I got my boobs done because I had no boobs. And I just wanted some T-toss. I didn't like having small boobs. I was like, ugh, everyone else has such nice boobs. I don't. So bam, bottom. A lot of people ask me, oh, how do they sit so pretty? How do they look so good? Babe, I had to buy them. Like, they didn't look like that before. But before boobs, I was wearing Bombshell bras. They were my best friend. Add 2 cup sizes. I bought that. I was wearing them all the time because I had no boobs. I wanted some. So eventually, when I had the money, I splurged on some titties. Breaking free from the comparison trap on social media requires effort and self-awareness. Make sure you are fully aware and in tune of your feelings. Be grateful for what you have. Know you are amazing. Your life is perfect the way it is. You don't need to change anything about your life or yourself just because everyone else is doing something different. Your uniqueness is what is amazing. You want to stand out. You don't want to blend in. So let yourself be different. Focus on yourself. Focus on your own social media. If you need to, just set those boundaries on social media. If you start to feel upset or inadequate or like you need to look a certain way, log the fuck out of your social media. You don't need to be feeling that way. Set some boundaries. Set some screen time. Don't be on there too much if that's what's going to happen. Or just be aware of when it happens. Sometimes you don't realize. Sometimes you're just so down in the dumps feeling a certain way. You're not even fully aware that it's social media that is making you feel that way. So once you start to compare yourself to others, log out or unfollow that account because you are in full control of your own social media. It is your account. You don't want to feel like that on your own account. So unfollow it. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Boss Up and Glow Up. Remember that the comparison trap is a thief of joy. Don't let the comparison trap rob you of your happiness. Until next time, Stay mindful, stay well, stay hot, focus on yourself, your life, your own social media. Ignore everyone else's life. You are here for your own, and that's what matters. Your life is perfect the way it is. Stop letting other people's social media define who you are as a person. I hope this was able to help you a little bit if you were getting down in the dumps because of what you saw online. I saw a lot of people on social media getting a little upset about that Tarte trip to Bora Bora, but don't compare yourself to that. That is not a natural and normal situation. Not everyone is like that. So don't compare your life to influencers or anybody on social media. You're poppin'. Don't forget that. See you next week.